about me. So here's a guy that's been in many of our variety shows, a funny guy. He's been a chicken, he's been all kinds of things. This guy is an excellent storyteller. And so tonight, he's going to tell you a story. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Craig Alshouse.
Thank you! Thank you so much. Now we get to the part of the show where we get to do what we like to do best, laugh. So, we're going to tell a story tonight and hopefully you'll understand it, but I've learned through about 50, 60 years of telling stories that there are certain things that make the story better. For example, you can be animated and add some personality, and that always makes it better. You can add an accent. For example, the guy that did that Lutheran Airlines thing back there, he was really good, you know. Thank you very much. We can also mix up our words a little bit, or as I like to say, mix up our merds, which is what we're going to do tonight. But the number one thing I've learned is I am really a lot funnier if you're in the middle of your third drink. So let's go. Come on. Hopefully my timing is right. So if we're going to mix up the words, for example, I could tell you a little story about the three little pigs, and it would be the P little thrigs. You know, where the big bad wolf said, I'll huff and I'll puff till I hoe your blouse down. But that one's a little rough for this crowd, so we'll tame it down a little bit. And we'll tell the story of a princess in her own right by the name of Cinderella. Only we're going to call her Rindacella. So, it goes something like this. Once upon a time in a foreign country, there lived a beautiful girl by the name of Rindacella. And she lived way back in the Feet-Fark Forest with her muggly other and her two sad bisters. Am I going too fast for you people in the back? Okay, once upon a time in a foreign country there lived a beautiful girl by the name of Rindacella who lived way back in the Feet-Fark Forest with her muggly other and her two sad bisters. Now, in the same corn country, there also happened to be a Pransome Hens. Yay! And the Pransome Hens decided to throw a fancy fall for the kingdom. And he invited people from miles around, especially the pitch people, like you. Well, he invited Rindacella's muggly other and her two sad bisters, but he didn't invite Rindacella. Well, the muggly other and two sad bisters were so excited to go to the fancy fall thrown by the Pransome Hens of the corn country that they went to town to buy some Clancy Falls. But Rindacella, she felt so bad. She didn't have anything to wear but a bunch of old Rudy Dags. And she wasn't invited anyway, so she just sat down and cried. I know. Give me a moment. But as she was sitting there a-shrying, she looked up, and there was her Gary Mudfather. And the Gary Mudfather said, now Rindacella, don't just sit there a-shrying. And he waved his magic wand, and instantly there appeared before her a big boat with Hicks white sources to take her to the fancy fall. But he said, hey, not so fast. You gotta be home by midnight or I'll turn you into a pumpkin. She said, well, no problem. So she hopped in the big boat, she took the reins, she hit the Hicks white sources, and away she went to the fancy fall thrown by the Pransome Hens of the corn country. Well, when she got there, the Pransome Hens was watching behind a wooden window. And as soon as he saw Rindacella, he low and fav. And Rindacella saw the Pransome Hens, and she low and fav too. And the two of them went up to the room ball, and they danced and they danced and they danced all night. And they were back in the corner lulling and fubbing. And listen to this part, it's important now. They were back in the corner, and all of a sudden, the mid-clock struck night, and Rindacella staced on the rares, and just as she beached the rottum, she slopped her dripper. Well, you've got to feel bad for the Bransom hens. He lulled and fubbed with his beautiful burl all night, and all I had to show for it was a slop dripper in his hand. So the next day, he knew what to do. He went from house to house, and I've tried changing that around, and I just can't do it. Looking for the beautiful girl who'd slopped her dripper, and finally he got to Rindacella's house, and he tried the slop dripper on the mugly other. And you know what happened? Fitting did. So he tried the slop dripper on the two sad bisters. The same thing happened. Now you can say it with me. You know what happened? It fitting did. But finally he tried the slop dripper on Rindacella, and it fit did. Fit did. Come on. You know why it fit did? It was exactly the side rise. So the story of the Maury is, if you want a Bransom hens to take you to a Bancy Fall and lell and fun with you, don't forget to slop your dripper.